Okay, now that we have our exploded assembly done, what we're going to do is we're going to create a very quick blueprint, just so we have stuff to reference when we move off site to our production lab. So what we want to do is we want to go through and we're going to create what's called a drawing file. These are essentially our sheets that we print on. One of the first things you'll notice about this sheet is notice it says size C. Size C designates the kind of paper that goes into it. So if we go over here on our drawing resources, we have a plus sign. We want to go to sheet format. Size C would be like an 18 by 24 inch piece of paper, which you'd have to have a special plotter or printer to run that off. What we're going to do is, this is a very small project. We can just fit it onto 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. So we're going to go with size A, landscape. So if we double click on that, we click OK, and it will go through and set that. So I'm going to delete my cube out there, and all I simply want is I'm going to open up my individual pieces. So if you notice, all my pieces are open at the bottom here, so they show up on the drop down menu. If you don't have those pieces open, that's okay. Just click the little folder here. You can navigate to your first piece. Simply click open. Now when we go through to place these, I'm going to just simply kind of set them inside of here. I'm going to make sure I check the shaded part, so that way it keeps my color with it. If I don't have that, the color will simply come off as we go through. Now, to make sure that I know which piece is which, if I double click on that, I'll bring that same window back up. I can come in here, and on the view identifier, I can simply say piece 1. And I could put a label there too. In this case, I don't think we need the label unless you have a lot of pieces that look very similar. I think you guys should be okay. So if we just double click on this again, simply take the view off. Again, I'll leave it up to you. We've got plenty of room that you should be able to fit that in there. Now, one of the things when we go through placing these different pieces, normally when we place a view, we want to see the multi-view of this. So we want to see all of our views plus our isometric. Because we're cutting this out and we're actually building these objects, the material is already 1/4 of an inch thick. So our thickness will be predetermined when we lay this object out on our material. So we don't have to worry so much about the thickness and those other side views. We just need the overall face view. I'm going to go ahead and make sure my shading's on so I get my color. Go through, and then I'm simply going to place each one of my pieces in here. If you forget to add the color, you can always double click and add it later. Now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my exploded assembly here. So what I want to do, that's just a regular cube assembly. I need my exploded assembly, so if I go in, pull open my exploded assembly, and then I'm going to go to my isometric right. Now you'll notice here it doesn't quite fit inside here, so what we can do is we can actually scale this. We don't need it to be a 1-to-1 ratio or full size. What we can do is we can simply go half size. We just need the general shapes and or colors of our object. I'm going to go ahead and move our part here. And then if you want to see the colors, we can simply add our color shade on there. Now, if we needed to also go further and identify and number them, we could go through and we could put balloons, we can get a parts list, we can do all those different things as we go through this.